I debated making this video because I know how sensitive people can be, but I feel like if I don't say this, then I'm doing a disservice to the people who watch my videos. And maybe some of you need to hear this, but there is a lot of disordered eating in this community. I understand that some people have spent their whole lives overweight, and maybe it was a dream of yours to be skinny or slim or whatever we want to call it, but there's a lot of disordered eating. And I remember Allie last year from Fit Flavor Fun making a video saying that people should get therapy when on these meds. And I 100% agree with her. And I know that some of you are offended by that, but I can tell, like I have been creating videos on GLP-1 content since March of 2024. And I've been in a lot of live streams. I've seen a lot of comments. I've seen comments on other people's videos. And it is very clear that there are a lot of people who still have this disordered eating mindset. And I don't know why people take therapy and look at it like it's this dirty word, but therapy is necessary. It is necessary for some of us that are on these medications. I've heard stories of people who have, been larger since they were little, and the things that they dealt with from family, from friends, from, being bullied, being teased, or feeling like they were less than, and spending the majority of your life like that. Absolutely, you need therapy. I don't know why this is offensive. I listen to people talk about all these still extreme things. Like, on one hand, people are talking about wanting to get away from diet culture, but then at the same time, there are people doing 7-day water fasts. And if you're doing that and you're offended by what I'm saying, that's not my intention to offend you. What I want you to do is open your eyes. This is not the way. This is not the way. Getting skinny at any cost, that's not it. I the amount of people I've seen that did not want to do any kind of strength training or any kind of movement. They just wanted to eat what they want and let the medication do its work. There've been different outcomes. I have heard people say, "Oh, I wish I would have started strength training sooner because they lost all this weight." And then for some of you ladies that are curvy, you lost your curves. I never had any, so it wasn't a thing for me, but I knew that I didn't want to be skin and bones. You know, I know that I don't know what it feels like to spend my whole life in a larger body, but I spent 14, 15 years that way. And I know that I was miserable and I was in the worst state of health in my life. Not that I was making all the healthy decisions when I was smaller, but I'm telling you that when I got up to 216 pounds for my body, it was too much. And so when I started my Zepbound journey, I knew that I wanted to do things differently. I didn't want to try anything extreme or lean into, oh, well, I don't have an appetite, so that means I don't need to eat. Of course we do. We're human beings. We require food. Now, do we need to be eating 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 calories a day? Absolutely not. Should we be filling our bodies up with a bunch of trash food? Absolutely not. And I don't know at what point we felt like we needed to start tiptoeing around things, but I'm not going to do that anymore. To share something personal, I have one of my daughters that watches my content, and she has some form of body dysmorphia and she has anorexia. Now, I don't normally try to share really personal things, but the things that she has done are things that I see a lot of you doing, and you need therapy. Okay. If you think that it's okay to not eat for days on end, you need therapy. And there are therapists that specialize in helping people with eating disorders, but I'm not going to tiptoe around it anymore. If you are trying to work out because you ate food, or I ate this, so now I got to do this, that is not the whole point of movement. You don't move your body just so you can lose weight. You move your body because it's good for you. Yes, the side effect of that, of changing your lifestyle, making healthier choices, and moving your body, the byproduct of that is weight loss. So hearing people or reading, just seeing these, well, I didn't lose any weight this week, so I need to go up on my dose. That is not. If we take time and just do me a favor. If you're on Zepbound on Manjaro, go to Lily's website and it will tell you lifestyle changes. You need to move your body and make healthier choices. If you move your body and make healthier choices and you do that consistently and you're trying to lose weight and you're in a deficit, you will lose weight. Not eating 900, 800, 700 calories a day, that is absolutely ridiculous. Stop doing that. It's not healthy and it's not sustainable. And if you have daughters, just know they're looking at you. If you have younger children, they are watching what you're doing. They're watching the things that you say about yourself. They're watching the comments you make about other people, and you are setting an example for them. So do you want to set the example that you need to be starving yourself or eating trash or trying to work out to the point where your body, you have to have proper nutrition to be able to move your body in a way that's healthy. So eating 6, 7, 800 calories and trying to work out and do all these extreme things, we need to stop. We need this. I'm not co-signing it. And I know that we can all do what we want to do. We can all make our own decisions, but I'm going to share with you, it's not a good decision. It's not. And we need to pull it together. It is 2026. Some of you have been stuck for a while and you're blaming everything else other than taking a look in the mirror and really asking yourself, have I been moving my body consistently? Have I been eating in a healthy manner consistently? Not once a week, not twice a week, consistently. If you've not been doing those things, then you're not doing what you need to be doing. Okay? Um, if I lose some subscribers and some of you don't want to watch me because I'm saying this, I get it. Go stay in that echo chamber of people telling you all these unhealthy things. We're trying to move away from diet culture, but we're playing into diet culture. I'm so far from that. And I was stuck in that loop before. And that's what I would do. Listen to other people saying, oh, I was doing everything that I was supposed to do and I could never lose weight. Were we though? And if you were, okay, you're one of the few. I know that I wasn't. I know that I wasn't. I was eating like trash constantly. And I wasn't moving my body consistently. I would do things for a few days and be so disappointed that the scale didn't move. Why would it move? Why would it move if I'm still eating like trash? And for those of you that want to continue to eat ultra processed foods in high quantities and you're confused as to why things aren't moving, maybe instead of just being with this, oh, I'm just going to embrace it and you can eat whatever you want, just eat less. Really? Is that what we want to do? Is that the healthy choice? Okay. If you went from eating a whole pizza and now you're eating some slices, that's great. But there are other options. And I'm not saying that you have to eat salads every single day. I don't even know where that became the only thing that could be defined as health food, but we're not going to argue about whole foods being good for you. Let's just stop with the excuses. That's what they are. They're excuses. And it's time for people to really, again, take a look in the mirror and really assess what you've been doing. It it is so frustrating and disheartening to just it's just like this loop, this cycle, and then you have other people and they co-sign it, and then you just have a bunch of people co-signing things. Let me tell you something else, since I'm apparently on a mini rant here. Everybody doesn't have to see things the way that you see it, just like I'm sure you don't see the things the way that I do. If you're on a weight loss journey and someone hasn't commented on your body, maybe it's because how are people supposed to know what to do? The amount of people that I've seen that are upset because someone's commenting on their body and telling them they look good, then they answer, well, what did I look like before? You know what you looked like before and you know what you felt like before, right? So if somebody is giving you a compliment or they're saying, hey, you're looking good, just accept it and move on. And then for those of you who are just longing for someone to comment on your body, remember, maybe they've commented on someone else and they got snapped on. Everything is not something against you. We've got to get out of this victim mentality. And again, if you want things to change, you have to do things differently and you have to be consistent. I cannot say that enough. Consistency. Consistency. You won't hear me talk about my weight or anything like that anymore because I have already reached the initial goal weight and I've shared that. That is not something I need to talk about every week. I have a whole playlist of my weight loss journey and a playlist of maintenance. I don't want to talk about that anymore. That's not relevant to me right now anymore. I will not make content like that just so I can get views. I'm here. I'm here. It's just about maintaining a healthy lifestyle, not feeling the need to do everything under the sun or just constantly chasing the next thing, the next trend. How has that served you so far? That's what I want you to think of. If anyone is even still here at this point, how has it served you so far? Going from one extreme to the next. You're weighing yourself every day. I get it. Some people, it helps them do that. But I know that a lot of you, it doesn't. It doesn't help you. If so, you wouldn't be complaining about only this and only that, and I've only lost this. I lost a bunch of weight in the beginning, and then it tapered off. So if you go back and you divide out the amount of weeks in the weight loss, it probably averaged less than a pound a week. Who cares? Focus on how you are feeling. If you're diabetic, focus on your A1C. There are so many other factors. A lot of us that are on these meds, it wasn't just because you were overweight. You had other things going on. Are those things improving? That's what you focus on, not just the number on the scale. And how extreme can I get to lose the weight fast? Fast for what? What is the rush? What is the rush? We are human bodies, okay? Things take time. And a lifetime of bad habits doesn't go away in a few weeks. Yeah, you had the anomalies out there that lost weight really quickly and that worked for them. That's not the case for everybody. These are as individualized as fingerprints. Okay? I talk about comparison all the time, and then you want to have people come back like, oh, we all compare. It's natural. Okay, it's natural, but is it helping you? Is it helping you when you're struggling with somebody to see someone else that's not struggling with it at all and to compare yourself to them? Maybe they are struggling. Maybe they just don't do it out loud. Either way, it doesn't matter. Your journey is your journey. Let's stop expecting the rest of the world to lift us up It is our job. You find a community of people who have similar goals, who are like minded, and get out of these toxic echo chambers. Get out of it. Okay? I don't talk about the way that I eat anymore. I don't really share my meals. I do here and there because I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear oh, I can't do that. I can't give up meat, protein. Half of you are meat eaters and you're still not getting enough protein. So I don't want to hear that. You don't have to eat like me. I eat in a way that works for me. It is something that is of value to me. It's important to me, something that I was sharing. But I never told anyone, this is what you have to do. So I don't need to hear or get messages about what you can or can't do. You don't have to do that. Do what works for you. But don't give me a reason like, oh, because of protein. I'm getting enough protein. My lab work is phenomenal. So I'm okay. I want you to be okay. I want you to figure it out. And I want you to remember if you've got someone looking up to you, their kids are watching. They're watching you. Okay, so if you take nothing else away from that, just know, especially if you have kids, they are watching you. You are modeling a behavior that they will follow. So do you want that to be something good or do you want it to be bad? That's it. Um, this is something obviously I have been holding in and I just needed to get it out. So that's all I have for you. I, um, that's all I have for you.